Do you believe in magic? Do you believe in spells? Well, if you don't, maybe this story will change your mind. It's a tale of a very special library. See, it's not just any ordinary library. Oh no, it's a secret one. And unless you know the magic word, you'll never find it. Now, I can tell you all about it. You see, my grandmother used to tell me everything. She said, once upon a time, deep in the whisperwood, nestled among ancient oaks and whispering pines, there was a clearing bathed in sunlight. A babbling brook sang merrily there. Wildflowers bloomed in every color, and butterflies with wings of stained glass danced among them. It was a place of joy and laughter, and in the center of it all stood a house made of words. Its roof was thatched with leaves. Its walls were covered in moss, and its windows sparkled like dewdrops. No one knew how long it had been standing, but everyone who heard stories knew about the House of Words, for it was home to the forgotten library. The door was always open during the day, inviting all who loved stories to come inside. There were no locks, no keys, no cards, no passwords. Only when the first star twinkled in the night sky did the door close, sealing the library's secrets until dawn. Inside, floor-to-ceiling bookshelves held countless tales, each waiting to be discovered. From daring adventures to far-off lands, magical creatures to enchanting romances, there was every story imaginable within these walls. Not a single book was out of place. Each one was perfectly aligned, spines gleaming under the soft glow of enchanted lamps. But the true magic lay not in the books themselves, but in their power to transport readers to other worlds, other times. All you had to do was open a book and step through the swirling portal that appeared on the last page, and you could find yourself exploring uncharted galaxies or wandering through ancient ruins lost to time. However, the library held a darker secret, too. Among its endless shelves was one book bound in human skin and filled with prophecies, so terrible that merely glancing at its pages was said to bring misfortune. It was known as the Grimoire of Shadows, and only the bravest, most curious souls dared approach it. Now, children often ventured into the woods, following the sound of birdsong and the scent of wildflowers. They knew the clearing well, but the House of Words remained a mystery, an enigma shrouded in folklore. Brewing potions from flower petals and spider silk, concocting elixirs of courage, love, and luck. Some claimed to have seen strange lights flickering from the windows at night, while others swore they heard whispers carried on the wind. Were they the echoes of witches' incantations, or simply the rustling of leaves? No one knew for sure. As years passed, the townspeople grew wary of the woods, believing it to be a dangerous place best avoided. They cautioned their children never to stray too far from the path and warned them of the dangers that lurked in the Whisper Wood's shadowy depth. But curiosity, like a persistent weed, takes root in unexpected places. And for Lina, the tales only fueled her desire to uncover the truth. One crisp autumn afternoon, armed with nothing but her wits and an insatiable thirst for knowledge, Lina ventured into the woods. She followed winding paths, climbed over fallen logs, and crossed gurgling streams without a care for the world around her. The whispers of danger only made her more determined to discover what secrets the woods held. As the sun began its slow descent, casting long shadows across the forest floor, Lina stumbled upon a clearing bathed in golden light. In the center stood a house, just as the stories had described, the roof thatched with leaves, the walls adorned with moss, and the windows sparkling like stars. Taking a deep breath, Lina approached the house cautiously. She reached out a hand to knock, but before her knuckles could tap the weathered wood, the door swung open as if inviting her in. Hesitantly, she stepped across the threshold. Inside, she found herself in a room filled with towering bookshelves that stretched from floor to ceiling. The air was thick with the scent of aged paper and leather, and the only sound was the soft crackling of a nearby fireplace. As her eyes adjusted to the dim lighting, Lina noticed a figure seated behind a large desk in the corner of the room. The figure was shrouded in shadow, making it impossible to discern their features. But as Lina approached, a gentle voice broke the silence. "Welcome to the Forgotten Library," it said. "I am the keeper of stories. How may I help you?" For a moment, Lina was speechless. She had found the place of legends, the house of words, the forgotten library. With trembling hands, she reached out to touch one of the nearby bookshelves. And as her fingers brushed against the cold wood, a surge of magic coursed through her veins. She could feel the stories within the books pulsing with life, eager to be shared with the world. Suddenly, the keeper cleared his throat, his voice echoing with wisdom and age. "Why have you come here, child?" he asked. "What brings you to the Forgotten Library?" Lina hesitated, unsure how to respond. She had ventured here, seeking adventure, a taste of the magic that was rumored to dwell within these walls. But now that she was here, she realized that the Forgotten Library held something far greater than mere fairy tales. It was a sanctuary for stories, a refuge for dreams, a place where imagination knew no bounds. Taking a deep breath, Lina met the keeper's gaze. "I have come because I love stories," she said. "I want to explore the Forgotten Library and discover all the wonders it holds." The keeper nodded slowly, his eyes twinkling with amusement. "So be it," he said. "But be warned, child, not all its secrets are meant to be uncovered. Tread carefully and choose your path wisely, for the Forgotten Library holds both magic and danger in equal measure. With those words of caution ringing in her ears, Lina set off to explore the vast expanse of the forgotten library. She wandered through towering archways, each one leading to a different realm of literary delight. She marveled at the sight of talking animals, mythical creatures, and far-off lands that lay just beyond the pages of the books that lined the shelves. And as she journeyed deeper into the library's heart, Lina began to understand that the real magic lay not in the fantastical tales, but in the power of stories themselves. They had the ability to transport readers to other worlds, to make them feel emotions so intense they were almost tangible. She realized that the forgotten library was more than just a place of magic and adventure. It was a testament to the boundless power of the human imagination. As the hours flew by, Lina came across a book bound in shimmering silver. Intrigued, she opened it and was immediately transported to a world unlike any she had ever seen before. It was a land of perpetual twilight, where the sun and moon danced in the sky, casting an ethereal glow over the landscape. She found herself in a majestic palace made of crystal and surrounded by gardens that shimmered with an otherworldly beauty. There, she met a handsome prince who had been cursed to live in eternal darkness, doomed to walk the earth as a creature of the night. Captivated by his tale of sorrow and longing, Lina felt a surge of sympathy and determination to help him break the curse. With the guidance of wise and mystical creatures, she embarked on a perilous quest filled with trials that tested her courage, wit, and compassion. Through it all, Lina discovered new strengths within herself and forged bonds of friendship that transcended the boundaries of their two worlds. Finally, after facing her fears and overcoming seemingly insurmountable obstacles, Lina found herself at the heart of the curse, a powerful artifact imbued with both darkness and light. The fate of the twilight world hung in the balance as she made a choice that would determine whether the sun would rise again or the world would be plunged into eternal night. In the end, it was Lina's unwavering belief in the power of hope and love that shattered the curse, bringing the twilight world back into balance and restoring the prince to his rightful place as its radiant ruler. And as the first rays of sunlight touched his face, transforming him back into a mortal, Lina realized the true depth of her own transformation. As she returned to the forgotten library, the twilight world fading into a distant memory, Lina carried with her a newfound sense of self-belief and purpose. The adventure had not only shown her the power of stories to transport and transform, but had also revealed the strength that lay dormant within her own heart. Back in the familiar surroundings of the library, Lina looked at the books lining the shelves with a newfound appreciation. She saw not just stories, but worlds waiting to be explored, lessons to be learned, and heroes waiting to be emulated. The Forgotten Library had become more than a place to her. It had become a part of her very being. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the library floor, Lina knew it was time to return. She thanked the keeper for his guidance and the unforgettable experiences she had encountered. With a heavy heart, she stepped out of the Forgotten Library and back into the hushed stillness of the Whisper Wood. Behind her, the door closed softly, sealing away the magic and mystery until the next curious soul dared to seek it out. As Lina walked back towards the town, the trees seemed to whisper secrets in the wind, and the moonlight filtering through the leaves painted dappled patterns on the forest floor. She knew she would never forget her journey into the Forgotten Library, nor the extraordinary tales that had unfolded before her eyes. From that day forward, Lina became a champion of stories, sharing the magic she had discovered with anyone who would listen. She organized storytelling events in the town square, where she and her friends would dress as characters from their favorite books and bring the tales to life. The people of the town, initially skeptical, soon found themselves swept up in the enchantment. Children and adults alike would gather around, their faces illuminated by flickering candlelight as Lina wove her fantastical narratives. And whenever the moon hung high in the night sky, casting an ethereal glow over the land, Lina couldn't help but glance towards the Whisperwood, wondering about the adventures that awaited her within the Forgotten Library's timeless halls. That's all for today. See you next time.